A disturbing discovery: mentally disabled adults found locked up in a basement. One of those victims is speaking out.
Hit me with a bat in my head and all this was all bleeding and everything.
The search for baby Lisa and answers as to what happened to her continues.
So you were drunk?
Mm-hmm.
The spotlight back on the mom as she admits she was drunk the night Lisa went missing. A man doesn't get behind the wheel drunk. That's good. What's bad? Police say he forced his 9-year-old to drive, and it's caught on camera. And if you get arrested at one of these protests, help is just one click away. Your independent news network starts right now. Good evening, everyone. I'm Mike Mickle. Welcome to INN News. It sounds like something from a horror movie. Mentally disabled adults held captive for days in a Philadelphia basement with no food. One was even chained up. The police say it happened, and they say now they know who did it. Investigators say 50-year-old Linda Weston manipulated the 4 victims and took their Social Security information to collect their checks. She's accused of locking them up in a basement and beating them.
Hit me with a bat in my head and all this was all bleeding and everything.
That was real dirty of you. That was wrong.
Did you guys willingly give her your information?
No, she asked for it.
She took it. She took it away from me.
41-year-old Derwin McLeemeyer met Weston last year through an online dating website. He was found chained to a boiler. 2 other men were arrested in connection with this case. The FBI is now involved because it appears one of the suspects was with the victims in Texas and Florida. Still no clues in the search for a missing infant in Kansas City, Missouri. But what police are now finding out about the child's mother and the night the baby disappeared is shocking. Her mother's now telling the media she may have been drunk the night Lisa went missing. Here's what she told NBC News.
Were you drinking that night?
Yes.
How much?
Enough to be drunk.
So you were drunk? Mm-hmm. A lot of people are going to say, Deborah, you were drunk that night. Is there any chance you did anything that hurt your daughter that you're just not telling us?
No. And if I thought there was a chance, I'd say it. No. I don't think that alcohol changes a person enough to do something like that.
Despite this admission, police say it's not enough to make an arrest, and they still don't have any solid leads. It's been more than a week since anyone saw a missing pregnant woman in Auburn, Alabama. Christina Chambers from our affiliate WLTZ has more on how local businesses are trying to help find Sherry Davis.
31-year-old Cherie Dawson's face is posted up in business windows throughout Auburn.
Family member came by, asked us to post it on the window. We did, and I guess the more people that, we have a lot of people coming in and going, and the more people that see it, the better chances are somebody will know something.
According to police, Dawson was reported missing 7 days ago, but was last seen on October 8th.
So then that's when we really tried to kick it up a little bit and start to look for her, and we haven't heard anything since.
Dawson's sister and aunt have been handing out flyers to local businesses, searching for any clues about how and why she disappeared.
If it was my family member, I would definitely want it on as many windows as I could get it on.
Police are continuing to search in Chambers County for the missing woman, who is also 5 months pregnant. Chambers County Sheriff Sid Lockhart says cadaver dogs searched the wooded area where Dawson's burned car was found on Saturday, but the search came up empty-handed.
We can leave it up there as long as we need to, several weeks, months, whatever.
Christina Chambers reporting for INN News.
A Kent State University student was found dead in his dorm room, and he may have been there for up to 6 days. Police found him Sunday night after his mother called to say she hadn't heard from him in almost a week. The 26-year-old was a first-year graduate student from Pennsylvania. All the rooms in his dorm are singles, so no one has a roommate. Right now, there's no cause of death, but officials do say there were no signs of violence on his body. A Michigan dad who used his 9-year-old as a designated driver is facing charges tonight. She's seen in this surveillance video driving this bright red van, having trouble parking next to some gas pumps. 39-year-old Sean Weimer and the girl then went into the gas station where he bought cigarettes for himself and a caramel apple for his daughter. They got back into the van, the girl behind the wheel. Someone following them called 911.
Watched a van pull out of a Citgo gas station. A 7-year-old girl was driving it, and her dad is drunk. and he's in the passenger.
Is the vehicle staying on the road?
She's driving pretty good. I'm telling you, I can't believe it.
When police stopped Weimer's van, his daughter was sitting behind the wheel, propped up on a booster seat. Weimer faces felony child abuse charges. In Your Vote 2012, the stage is set for the next Republican presidential debate. Here's time-lapse video of the construction of the stage for tonight's debate in Las Vegas. 7 top candidates are taking part in the event at the Venetian Hotel Casino. John Huntsman isn't taking part because Nevada moved its primary ahead of New Hampshire's primary. Instead, he has an event tonight in that state. By the way, the Iowa Republican Party has made it official. Its caucuses will be held on Tuesday, January 3rd. They were originally going to be held in February, but once Florida moved up its primary to January 31st, Iowa Republicans said they had no choice but to move theirs up. Iowa holds the first caucuses in the nation. Meanwhile, as we head into the primary and caucus season, a new CNN ORC poll has Mitt Romney and Herman Cain in a statistical dead heat. However, more than 50% of Republican voters believe it will be Romney who wins the party's nomination. Voters feel Cain is the most likable GOP candidate and has the best plan to get the economy moving again. The people surveyed feel more comfortable putting Mitt Romney up against President Obama.
I hope that this deal would help to achieve peace between the Palestinian and the Israeli sides.
Israeli soldier Gilad Shalit is free after more than 5 years in captivity. Hamas in Gaza released him to Egypt as part of a massive prisoner swap with Israel. Palestinian inmates began leaving Israeli jails early today. 477 prisoners are being released today, including many who were serving life sentences for attacks on Israelis. 550 more Palestinians will be released later this year. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton headed to Libya today to meet with the country's new government. She's the first cabinet-level American official to visit the country since former leader Muammar Gaddafi was ousted in August. The National Transitional Council is still battling Gaddafi loyalists in some parts of the country. About 100 elephants have been saved and transferred out of the flood-hit elephant village in central Thailand. That's the biggest elephant village in the world. They are now on higher ground and the government is having to send in food to them. And that's your Global News Now. Well, one developer has occupied the market for a new timely app, how it could help these protesters if they get into trouble. And if you were affected by last week's BlackBerry outage, get ready for some free stuff, what free items you're being offered. And this latest version of the iPhone is a record breaker. These stories and much more still to come on INN. And we want to remind you INN News is on Facebook. You can also find us on Twitter at INN News Network. And we're on YouTube. We're reaching out to you so you can reach out to us. INN News is coming right back.